At the beginning of the movie we walk through the desert. Let's see a train passing by. Inside we also see a man named Virgil. In front of the one who is going somewhere, a woman and a child are seen in her hands, which gives a very disturbing look. It happens, and now the sufferer also gets only a few of its victims when the train stops later. Virgin go to the woman and give her your bread, and there comes down from the butt. At that place there is no one to be seen from far away. Virgil also booked a car before arriving, after which Virgil was one of the front. He goes to the shop and asks a man. He asks for directions to the bathroom, but the man he does not talk to Virgil and he uses gestures to him. I tell him where the bathroom is, then Virgil from there it goes further, and later he sees an old dirty bathroom because now he has no other option. That's why he has to use the same bathroom. It falls shortly after that a Virgil driver Keith arrives to call him. It appears after this Virgil is with his driver. I would sit together and go to a place called Compound, but after going some distance from there Virgin had an argument with her driver. It appears so because the driver is more than her. He is asking for the fare, but after some time later, Virgil unwillingly took the driver's. You have to accept it. After some time trying to start the Virgil car like this he does, but his driver forces him to do so. He denies and tells her that this if you turn on the AC in summers, because of heavy load on the engine it might halt in the middle, then people start walking. But a little ahead after leaving, the tire of his car got punctured, because of which both have to go at different paths. I had to stop and to change the tire of the car. Then sees in front Virgin that two fight very badly, the dogs with each other, because of which the one dog is highly gets more hurt and the another dog in the process to kill him. The dog sees this. Then later he chases the dog far from there, and the injured dog is lying there. He kills him intentionally so that his let there be no agonizing death ahead as the night progresses. Both of them because both of them decided to stay in one place together. The driver asks Virgil to decide. That's why you want to go to the compound because hardly any people go there. Then Virgil tells him that I saw the promotion and I got a job there. Then the driver tells him this tells me that this route is very dangerous, and from here the distance of the compound increases. This route becomes even more dangerous. Now the next morning both of them leave where the Virgin is driving and Keith is sleeping. After seeing this Virgin car turns on the AC, due to which the car's engine stops immediately. After going further Kit came to know because the car stopped. It is believed that this is Virgil's doing and that he is very angry with her about. After this, Keith is called there for a car. The engine needs to be fixed and the whirlpool is wandering here and there. After walking a little further he begins to walk. A shining stone is visible, but when he goes to check on her, he finds it seems that maybe it is gold, due to which then he calls Keith to check on him. Then Keith takes out his lighter and gives it to her. It says that if it turns black after burning then understand that this is a stone. But Keith, when if you burn it, it does not turn black but more starts shining more, because of which both of these it gets confirmed there that this is true. I am gold. Now after seeing this he is there, but they start digging a lot even after trying. So I could not get out from there. He does not even take the name of then both of them together by doing different experiments that stone try to get out of there, but none of their methods work there. Now both of them together complete that excavation. They spend the entire day, but their work as yet it is not complete, due to which there but it becomes evening and so Keith is there, but Keith brings pieces of wood, tells Virgil that there are wild dogs which pose a threat here. Now both of them sit there lighting a fire. We go work. It has a lot of love. He feels happy because he feels like it seems his luck is about to change. Now after a while, Keith gets an idea. He would tell the Virgin that even both of us together I can't get this gold out of here, but I have an idea. We are in the city, go and rent a land digging machine here, but that machine is not here to bring either one of us. We'll have to go to the city and get that machine. Actually Keith wants Virgil to go to town and take that machine, but Virgil forbids him to do so. And he tells Cade that I am going to do this. I am new in town and I don't even live here. I know someone, and because of this, no one, he will not rent me that machine. After this Kit agrees to what he says, and the next morning he gives Virgil some necessities, and before leaving, Kit gave him a satellite. He also gives her the phone and tells her that it will take a few days to arrive. After that Kit leaves from there with his car. As soon as he leaves, Virgil sets up a tent there so that he can stay there, and by nightfall first he quickly collects wood, but after nightfall, when he was eating dinner, If it happens he hears the sound of dogs barking, he hears it, and after listening to it he feels very sad. I start feeling more scared. The next morning when the Virgin opens her eyes she goes to freshen up. He goes for it, but then suddenly his phone rings. The phone starts to ring, but before he can, by the time I picked up the phone got disconnected. Now that is I get very bored sitting in one place, because of which he carries his bag, starts moving around, and it ends up at a higher place. But when he reaches there, he sees that the airplane appears to be in very bad condition. After going there he thinks that this is a good place for me to live, but she also needs to guard the gold, because of which they have to fly in the airplane. Picks up some pieces and takes them with him. After bringing the goods from there he gets tired, after which he goes straight to his tent. I go to sleep, but after a while his eyes open because of the bright sunlight. And he goes and sits beside that gold. Now because there is nothing happening, he is on his own. He starts talking while humming a song. After a while he realizes that he break the gold piece with the help of stone. He might even be able to break it. He leaves, but then he gets a call from Keith, which says to him that the engine requires heating. Due to this his car broke down on the way, due to which it will take some more time to reach. Then Virgil asks him cheerfully, says that I have discovered a gold coin here, I have broken some piece of it, and then I can provide to you. He says I will come back as soon as possible. I will try to come back once again. The night falls. Virgil lights a fire there. He sits down, but then the wild dogs attack him, try to attack, but Virgil saves those dogs with the help of a fire torch. He is saved. The next morning when Virgil wakes up he is sitting and drinking water, but just then a snake starts coming towards him. After seeing Virgil, he tries to kill her. He does that, but the snake runs away from there, and in that affair the water of the Virgil also falls. The next scene we see Virgil. I would go to that airplane once again, so that by taking some of its pieces, this bright sunlight, I could have escaped, but then someone came from the front. He can see it, which is why he flies in the airplane. He hides inside. Then the man comes to Virgil. He comes and tells her to get out, and he says this is my hiding place. After coming out of the Virgin, she finds out that she is a woman. Then that woman is a virgin, tries to give her food and water, but the virgin does not answer him to anything. The woman starts asking him question after question. It's as if Virgil got upset and got up from there. He starts moving forward, but the woman follows him, after which the virgin begins to come on it. He gets annoyed and says her, "You don't intervene in my work." The woman sees Virgil's camp, due to which he got furious and left that camp. She begins to break things and gets furious once again. She comes and tells Virgil to leave from there. Then Virgil was infuriated upon seeing this. He comes and knowingly or unknowingly he kisses that woman, after which he checks his bag, starts doing this so that the necessary things can be made available to him, so that he can take out the bag. He can put the body in a bag. He goes and buries it. Soon after a dog comes there, which is with the same woman. Now he takes the body out of the grave because Virgil doesn't have any option. He took that lady's body somewhere and burnt it. And after seeing all this, Virgil, his eyes start to water because somehow he didn't want to do that. Then the next morning when Virgil wakes up, then she gets a call from Keith and he tells her that the machine has been received, but the weight of the machine, due to it being too much, it took him some time to arrive. It might take some time. After hearing this, the Virgin becomes very upset, due to which because of this, Kate motivates him. Then Virgil sees a car coming from the front, but in greed for gold, Virgil went away from there. It does not go. After this it becomes evening, and then from Virgil gathers wood for the night, but then a huge storm appeared before him, to which he seems to make efforts to escape to his camp, but all that he owned was lost in the storm. He flies away to save his life. He keeps running from there when suddenly a wood and a twig penetrates into his stomach. When Virgil wakes up the next morning, he finds the wood is stuck in his stomach, but after this Virgil lived in hope. He was thinking that after selling the gold his life now it will change completely because of the storm. The area is filled with soil, due to which then he is looking madly at the sleeping place, starts searching. After searching for some time he finds the place where he sleeps, but Virgil sits and takes the wood from his stomach. Because of this wood, he gets a lot of trouble. There is a lot of pain and bleeding to it is happening too much, due to which he heats up the steel object and he applies it on the wound so that it heals. There may be no infection, but there is constant hunger, and due to thirst he fainted right there. But later when she opens it she sees a woman above her, gives him a big spear in his hand. Happens to Virgil after seeing that woman looks like this is the same woman that woman had killed him by giving him water and leaving him there. She goes to Virgil shortly after that. Kit gets a call and says I will reach you in a little while, but after a while that woman is also there, which helps the Virgin. I wanted to do it but I didn't think about sleeping. Virgil just wants to keep secrets, which is why he asks the woman to leave from there, but the woman says to him I love you, I need nothing, just tell me this, but have you seen my sister? Then Virgil looks up and sees that there but wild dogs surrounded him on all sides, which is why he quickly takes Kit. He calls her and cries and asks her to come soon. Keith speaks from the other side that I'll get to you soon, but in the next scene we see Keith who sits nearby and watches him through a telescope. Now as soon as we see it, all of them are wild dogs are tearing Virgil apart and eating him, and after seeing this Keith takes the machine to the place where he arrives and finds Virgil's corpse. Here we also need to know about its intention. He gets to know about it and then he stands behind the car. He goes there to fetch something, and as soon as he turns inward more, when he turns to me, arrow shoots straight at the chest. When I arrive I feel like looking around. He attempts but does not come across anything that he came to know who killed him, but we were figuring out who he was, and Keith was raped by that same woman. Mara is there to visit Virgil with her sister. She came to find him at Virgil's. His behavior raised suspicion and he was sent to sleep, had come to know about it, because of which Keith would have been killed. Along with this the movie ends. What is the next story? Movie on? Wanna hear me down? Do tell me in the comments if you like this.